This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react. Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Reid, and we're doing this live, but it will be cut down for the home audience. And yeah, this is Amber's most recent video. I made a huge mistake. Let's go to Walmart, Olive Garden, and the casino. You know, all the good places. I've noticed we haven't seen her go to church lately. We've seen bingo. We haven't seen church. So there's that. I already know from people leaving comments and because I've watched this, she's offish track. But I will say, I find the way that she words acknowledging that she's off track, I find that an interesting way that she worded it, because it's she does these mea culpa moments, but she also has left herself some wiggle room to kind of not take too much accountability for it. And at the same time, she does her whole, like, I'm going to do better moment. This is very early Amberlynn, the way she's doing this. If we go back, because we're going to watch some more of the Shaped by the Algorithm. If you remember all the way back at the beginning of that, when she was still living at Crystal's, she often would fall off track of her whatever plan, and she would make a video where she was like, and she does this periodically throughout her entire career, but for me this one's felt really kind of early Amberlynn to me, just because of the way she says certain things and just her behavior around it. So we'll get to it when we get to it, but yes, this is filmed before a live viewing audience. So I've got her sped up to 1:25. Do I need to do anything else? Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. I'm almost at 5,000, and that's insane. I will say when I get to 10,000, though, I'm going to get a cardboard button because I think it will be funny.
Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog. So I actually wasn't even going to vlog today, but I also didn't even vlog yesterday. I went out, I hung with my mom, but I also filmed and posted 3 TikToks, which I'll show you.
I couldn't bother to vlog yesterday and do the actual job that I myself have determined is my job. I couldn't be bothered to have done that, but I still managed to film a bunch of TikToks. Okay. I wonder if the TikToks are just, this is the perfect face for her too. I wonder if the TikToks are just easier for her to film because they're traditionally so short. I mean, I know you can have like a 10-minute TikTok now, but it used to be you couldn't have more than like, what, 2-3 minutes at max, and most of them were around 1 minute. Like they're very much what the shorts are now on YouTube, because the shorts are direct competition to this. So I wonder if she's still got that 1 minute mark in her head, and so that's why this is so much easier for her to film, because she doesn't have to think of anything original. Like she's usually following some kind of trend, or she's using some kind of sound that has a choreography that goes along with it. So they're very no-brainer content for her. My only thing is that she has to know she doesn't make money off of the TikToks. But the reward, the dopamine and the reward that she gets from making the TikToks is obviously much higher than the reward she gets from YouTube, which would be, you know, income. So, I don't know. So this TikTok says, why do you post thirst traps as someone who's 500 pounds? I mean, get down with your bad self. I don't really give a crap. If she wants to post thirst traps of herself, whatever. I honestly don't care. If you think you look cute, you go take every picture in the world that you want to take and you post it. Just be prepared for the comments. Or turn comments off.
You guys right here, but not without the sound, because
this dress.
I don't want to.
How does this dress not fall apart? How old is this damn dress? She has had this forever. This is like one of her first. I feel like, I don't know for sure. I feel like this dress is one of her first Torrid purchases, and she just wears the crap out of it. Or am I confusing this dress or mixing it up with the pink one as well? Or maybe they're both the same age. Either way, I feel like she wears the crap out of these dresses.
Get copyrighted. And to the reaction channels who are reacting, I don't want them to get copyrighted either, because that would suck for all of us now, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh. How did you create a whole community who is obsessed with everything you do? Obsessed is a strong word, but you got me there, buddy. You got me there.
Anyways, I've just been having like so much fun on the good old TikTok. I do go through phases where I stop posting on there and then I start again. Speaking of posting on places,
Oh my god.
a lot of people are contacting me about opening up my Cameo again.
Are they though? She's got some duper delight going on, but she's not quite in her making shit up zone. I think there's some truth to this. So that might not actually be Duper's delight. That might actually just be delight. She might actually just be happy that people are asking. Maybe.
I haven't done Cameo. I don't know. I feel like it's been like over a year and I still have it in my description. So yeah, I'm thinking about opening it again because so many people are asking. So it's like, seems like it's a hot thing that people want to have me do.
I feel like the cameos, both with her and with Foodie, are kind of a dangerous proposition only because, and now I know that they can say, excuse me, I know they can be like, no, I don't want to do that one. Like if you send something in and it's obnoxious and they don't want to do it, they don't have to, but I believe they have to return money. I don't know how Cameo works exactly. I don't care enough. But I feel like having those is kind of dangerous because the potential for people to ask for insulting, outrageous, degrading things and offer money for it, like I feel like that bar is very high.
Which I love doing it, but for some reason it takes so much energy because I want to do the right thing and say the right thing because you guys are paying for me to speak to you. So when I realized I like was starting to go through like a depression, I just like turned my Cameo off and I was like, you know what? I need to take a step back.
Depression. Singular. But it's okay, guys. She looked at the sun or something and magically healed herself of whatever said depression was.
Because I don't want to be all like depressed in my cameos because it didn't add up for me. And then ever since then, like I have not started it again. So I'm thinking about it. I hear you guys and I know it's greatly requested.
This video, God, this whole section, we're going to spend a lot of time here, just FYI. This video is 23 hours old. It doesn't really have that many views compared to some of the other ones I've seen. And it's only got 640 some odd likes. As of me watching it right now, which right now is April the 11th? Yeah, Thursday, April the 11th. So I feel like those numbers for her are very low. But anyway, let's go watch some feeder content here. So going into this, because again, I've watched this twice now. Going into this, there's some really interesting things that occur other than her stuffing food into her face, which is not the interesting part. The interesting part is how secretive she appears to be being about it. And I can't tell if she's embarrassed or if she's not supposed to be filming and she doesn't want to get caught and she thinks she's being clever, which both of those are entirely possible. Just judging by her behavior. Like right now, you can tell she's got her phone propped up so that you can see from the best angle how she'll slurp these noodles up here in a second. But the waitress will come over and she'll practically drop her phone trying to hide it. So people who don't use a spoon to twist up their noodles, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Gotta get that shovel tongue out there. See, and this is what I'm talking about. People were like, how is she a self-feeder? And I'm not talking about the feeder for my cats. I'm talking about the concept of the feeder versus the eater in that particular adult fun time thing. Amber likes to eat. Amber gets a dopamine hit from eating. And Amber gets a dopamine hit from watching herself eat. So when I'm saying she's a self-feeder, the reason why she records these, in my opinion, the reason why she records these with so much eye contact, she's not making eye contact with us. She's making eye contact with herself. And that makes the moment even more intense, obviously, because nothing is more uncomfortable than long, intense eye contact. And then on top of it, she's watching herself eat. So when she goes back and she edits this, she gets that hit of dopamine again, rewatching herself do the thing she already did. Like, it's kind of like watching a memory. You know, why do we record video? Why do we have home videos? So that we can sit down and we can rewatch important moments or funny moments or what have you. You know, that's the same thing that's going on here, only for Amber it's between herself and the food. Those are the main characters of these videos. So that's what I'm talking about when I say she's a self-feeder. It's the same kick, I would imagine, that a feeder would get from watching someone else eat, minus some of the other baggage that goes along with that. But who knows? Maybe the baggage is there. Maybe she does want to eat herself into incapacitation. You know, maybe that harm side of feederism is there for her, and it's just a form of self-harm at this point. That's what I'm talking about when I say that.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, please.
Is she embarrassed or is she afraid of getting in trouble? And I'm going to back it up some because I want to see her face at the moment that the waitress comes over. So she's not even like paying attention to the waitress or to the, I guess, to the foreground. Okay, so here's the moment where she's not even paying attention to her own camera at this point. Like, that's not important right now. She is still acting though, and you can tell because she's got her chin forward. And I know this because that's your fat girl angle, and it makes your double chin go away. So she's trying to make herself trying to make her neck look longer and thinner without filters. Kind of neutral. I was wondering if she'd be surprised. I can't tell if she's surprised or if she's just looking up. She doesn't look surprised. Okay, there's the surprise right there. So we go from here. Notice it's very subtle. Notice her eyebrows will go up very slightly. Okay, now her mouth is dropping. I think she's still chewing. But it's also her mouth is dropping. You know how you're like, kind of a moment. I'm over exaggerating. She doesn't want to see this. And now she's immediately looking down here at us and reaching at the same time. There's that stupid tongue of hers. She's like a fucking lizard. And now I know she's stuffing her face, but she's trying to distract. She's trying to act normal here while she's knocking the camera down. So I think, I don't know if there was any actual, like, she was surprised, but I don't know if she was like embarrassed or anything, or if she was in trouble. I think she just didn't want them to see her recording. And I don't entirely know why.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, please.
Take 2 soups and the sour ones. Okay, so 2 potatoes and the sour and no breadsticks.
She puts us back up. This is my favorite part. The first thing she does, she sets the phone back up, and the first thing she does when she sets the phone back up is she makes duck lips. Thanks. Is that like an apology kiss? Is that what's going on here? I'm sorry, boo-boo. I didn't mean to knock you down when the mean waitress came over. She still chews with her front teeth. Where is she eating? Oh, she's at Olive Garden. That's right.
Okay, guys, so right
Can she not lick her lips? What is the deal with the lip licking? Yay, toys.
now I'm currently at the Walmart. I'm actually in the toy aisle because I'm gonna
Really? Is that where you are? I thought you were in Home Goods. That's where I keep my dinosaurs.
get a toy for my step niece and nephew because I'm gonna go see them today. So I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I know she really likes to color because I colored with her last time. So I'm probably gonna get her like a new coloring book, maybe markers.
We're going to go see the niece and the nephew, but we're only buying things for the niece. Am I to assume the nephew is too young?
Probably not markers. I think she likes colored pencils, so I'll do that. Okay, so instead of getting like a standard coloring book, I found these Scribble Scrubbies. You literally get to use the markers on these cute little animals, and then you can like clean it off and redo it.
Okay, here's my thing. When she first picked this up, I hadn't been paying attention, and I honestly thought she was buying this stuff for her grandmother. And I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about that exactly. Like, is this something that I would do when I'm 70? And I'm just like, You're 70. Who gives a shit? You do what you want to do at 70. And then I realized this is for her niece and nephew. And I don't know how old they are. I'm hoping they are younger, but I could be wrong. Because with Amber, this is something that Amber would buy for herself, unironically. So it would not surprise me if Amber would also think that older people, older children, would find something like this also amusing, just because she finds it amusing, you know?
Color and clean adorable little pets. That is perfect. So I'm also gonna get her a few coloring books and this really cool twist up neon bright colored pencil.
Amber is very much in the mindset of demonstrating love through commodity. So she's very much into the concept of like buying stuff to demonstrate that she likes you, even. Not even that she has love for you, but that she likes you. But remember who was the little girl? Who was the little kid that she bought so much crap for? Was it Becky Era? I'm almost positive it was Becky Era, but she was still talking to Destiny. I don't know where the kid came from, but they were visiting for some strange reason. And Amber bought like little jelly shoes and hair stuff and special kid toothbrushes and special kid toothpaste. And it was very over the top. And this kind of just it's not obviously that big of a haul, but I mean, she had like a stack of coloring books in there. So, ooh, since I know he's listening, as soon as I saw these coloring pages, I was like, oh yeah, it's like that 5-minute segment that Mr. Snowflake made us watch of all of the pictures that Amber colored that one time.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so we have a taste test, folks. I hope that you're buckled up and ready.
Do I have a choice?
Because this is truly something I've been wanting to try for like a minute now. So this girly pop
Just a minute?
is about to try it. So it's freeze-dried like sour gummy worms and then freeze-dried peach rings. Yum.
Yum, puffed sugar.
This whole bag, 150 calories.
Okay, yeah, it's 150 calories, girlfriend, but
Believe me.
oh god, I can't read the sugar content. Do I even want to know what the sugar content is? The carbohydrates look like it's in the 3 digits. It's at least in the 2 digits. And all of that is under added sugar. I can't read the damn numbers, but I can see it.
Me?
Oh, wait, no, now I can. Okay, the total carbohydrates per serving, of which there's 1.5, is 23 grams. Total sugars is 20%. Oh, sorry, here we go. 10 grams of added sugar. So there's 20 grams of sugar in this bag, or 15 grams. It's insane. Like, do you people understand how many grams 20 grams of sugar is? Like, these are literally puffed gelatin and sugar.
Look there, 150 calories. Like, what?
Okay,
Okay, so
Bob
the
Smith.
first one I'm going to be trying are the peach rings. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm going to love the texture. All right, I love a peach ring in real life, so I hope this is good. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I like gummy candy, but watching this actually made me like the thought of gummy candies right now. Watching this, I'm just kind of like, oh my god, what have I done with my life?
it shouldn't taste any different because it's literally a peach ring just freeze dried. All right, let's go.
Something that Kicking Geese used to talk about before she swore off Amberlynn is that dopamine hit. And you can always tell if Amber really actually liked something or not by her eyes. Because it's one of the few times in Amber's online career that her face will genuinely show pleasure is when she's eating, because if she likes something or not. And the way her entire face lights up when she eats this is just like, how did John Oliver put it? It's like a boy who's seen a dog for the first time. It's one of those kind of things. Like, it's just sheer unadulterated joy. And it's the only time we ever see this happen with her. She doesn't even get this excited when she talks about her family. Putting it out there.
Whoa!
And all of that was just overacting. All of that, I don't know where she's picked this up from. Clearly she's watched someone else do it, but you can tell it's fake. You can tell this is fake acting just looking at her expressions. She's got the dead eye going. She's got the little smirk thing that she does when she thinks she's being authentic.
That is sweet. What the heck? What?
It's so sweet, I couldn't possibly have another bite except for these next 5 ones. Ow, nom, nom.
10 out of 10. Okay, now.
What was I reading? I don't remember if it was my comments or someone or her comments, because I did kind of cruise through the comments on this. Somebody was like, you can't even do taste testing correctly because when people genuinely taste test something, they'll take a bite or two of it. And the whole point is that they will then describe the flavors and the texture and the mouthfeel, which I understand is kind of the same thing, but not quite. And I'm thinking back to all of the people that I do watch who are foodies on YouTube. And that commenter was correct. Like, they talk about, you know, how the salt plays with the umami or plays with the sweet, or like how the bready texture plays with the meaty texture, or, you know, if it's creamy and cheesy, they'll describe the various flavors of whatever, and just like the experience of the food itself, so that you may not be able to understand exactly the flavor that they're tasting, but you can kind of put together, oh, well, if I like creamy, chewy things, maybe I will like whatever the hell that person just ate was, because that's how they described it. Amber just chews into the camera a few times. She thinks she's doing ASMR by chomping down on these things, and then she says, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 what? Okay, all I know from you is that they're crunchy and they're sweet. That is not enough for me to make a call on something. No offense, I probably wouldn't eat these anyway, so like, I don't think anybody could talk these up. But I don't know, in the right person's hands, maybe you could entice me. Like, do they even freaking taste like peach? Like, isn't that the whole point of a peach ring? They're like sour peach flavor. Like, does it even taste like sour peach anymore? And then she goes on to the damn gummy worms here in a minute, and it's just like, are they blue raspberry flavor? Like, what do they taste like? Who knows? We just know that they're crunchy. And in her mind, she's legitimately doing like a good taste test, which kind of, I kind of want to see what and who she's watching to get such a limited experience of what a taste test should look like, because we all know she's not doing this out of whole cloth. She's mimicking other people. So who are these people that she watches who don't do this, but yet she watches them? Like, even mukbangers will occasionally describe the food they're eating.
Now the summer gummy worms, sour, not summer. Like, what am I doing? Look at that.
Look at that. But she likes girls, guys. Also, she doesn't pick her thumbnails. Sorry about that. Probably should do it anyway. We spend way too long with her trying to look
cute. To get a thumbnail. All right, let's try it.
Look at her chewing with her front. She's just chewing with her front teeth. I know I point this out every time she chews something, but maybe if I keep doing it, she'll stop chewing on camera. Probably not.
Whoa. These are very sweet. Not as sweet as the peach rings, but still very, 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 very sweet. The texture is heaven. This is true ASMR.
She's watching herself. I just need you all to understand that that's what's happening right now. She's not even pretending to be paying attention to the audience. She is here to watch herself eat this. We are secondary to this experience for her.
See, eating them like this, you eat way less calories because they're just so strong.
You don't believe that, and neither do I. You held those bags up, telling me how many calories they were, insisting that I believe you about that, to the point where you are showing me evidence of it, And the only reason you would do that is because you fully intend on eating that entire bag of air popped gummies. There's no way in hell you're going to convince me that you're only going to eat what? She's already eaten 3 of the little effers. There's no way in hell you're convincing me that you stopped at 3. You already have told me without physically telling me through your mouth that you are going to eat both of these entire bags of gummies. Okay? And I will be massively surprised if you actually counted both bags, ergo having 300 calories of puffed gelatin and sugar, as opposed to just counting the one, because you guys, it's only 150 calories. I don't even know if I'd be able to eat one of these if they are as sweet as she's saying they are, because they just... Now, could I watch an entire video of somebody taking them and crushing them by hand in front of a microphone? Yes, I could do that because I like ASMR. What is the point of this? What can I say about this as an anthropologist? What can I say about this? Alex made a really good point. Alex is shook, made a really good point in his reaction that this apparently was a trend on TikTok from 6 to 7 months ago or something like that. Like, this is, as far as TikTok is concerned, a long dead trend. And Amber's just now picking up on it. And he kind of pointed out a couple other trends that she jumped on that were well beyond the lifespan of a trend on TikTok. And he was talking about how Amber's always like a day late and a dollar short when it comes to her TikTok reactions. And that's what this is. Like, I'm just going to assume that everything Amber's doing is something that she's seen on TikTok because she lives on TikTok. In that aspect, if she's doing this because it's a trend that she's seen on TikTok and she wants to participate in, and we all know that time for her is like a fantasy. It's like a fever dream. It doesn't exist to her in any capacity that normal humans would recognize. I think she thinks she's on time with these things, but I do think it's also interesting that she's not doing this on TikTok. I haven't checked her TikTok yet, but so I'm thinking, so she's buying these things that she's seen other people on a platform that she has more admiration for right now than YouTube. So she's buying these things off of this platform, this social media platform, which is her main form of socialization outside of her immediate family. And we've talked about her parasocial relationships with her audience and with online personalities. So we could say, in my opinion, that she is mimicking something that she has seen people she considers peers and friends doing, and she's now catching up with it. And it's, if we look at it in that aspect, knowing what we know about this trend off of TikTok, it's like look at me, I'm one of the cool kids too. Look at me, I'm doing the cool kids thing. It's like when she did the ice bucket challenge. No one asked for that. Like, you're okay, cool. And so, but she did it thinking she was going to get some kind of thinking that she was going to get the same kind of accolade that the other people who were doing the ice bucket challenge were receiving at the time. But she was like at the tail end of the trend. And did she even dump the water on herself? Or did she just kind of like drizzle it down her front and then was like, oh my God, it's so cold. And shrieking like a teenager. To be fair, cold water dumped on you like that will get a scream out of pretty much anybody because it's painful. But it's just that, it's that same thing. She's doing this now, expecting to get the same kind of results, the same kind of comments that the people on TikTok received. It's very much a hello fellow teenagers kind of a thing. And it's the demonstration of her trying to craft this Amberlynn online persona as being a much younger person than she actually is. And she's doing it through the material items that she's choosing to show us on camera. The pigtails, the glitter, the gemstones, the puffed up gummy candies, this god awful dress that she wears. I don't even think most kids who are under the age of 30 would even know who this designer is. But it's just that kind of demonstration. And again, she's doing it in front of her silver button so that we can all see that she has achieved the silver button. This is her framing that she likes to do so that we know that she's a real, authentic YouTuber. So I think I've beaten this one like a dead horse at this point, so let's move on.
I've literally sat here and only had 2 of these.
Girl. Okay, cool. 2, sure.
And if I had like real gummy worms, I would have already had like 10. Your girl recommends.
You know what she reminded me of? She reminds me of like when you give a dog an ice cube. And, I mean, it's a dog, right? So it doesn't chew like a human chews because its mouth isn't designed the same way. Design's the wrong word. Evolved the same way. And so, you know, the dog kind of rolls the ice cube around and it's trying to like get a bite onto the ice cube because it's an ice cube and it's not, you know, it's an ice cube. That last bite that she did where she was like chewing it back and forth in her mouth, but she was still keeping it in the front. It just reminds me of the few times I've given a dog an ice cube and watched the dog try to eat the ice cube.
Hello. Well, I was going to say welcome to a new vlog, but I'm pretty sure this is continuing on from whatever I have.
Yeah, it's the toilet shirt.
From prior to this. But
Betsy Johnson. Rookie cookie, yes. Betsy Johnson. No hate to Betsy Johnson. I just don't like her designs.
I actually have not put on my lipstick yet, so I need to go do that. But today I'm spending the day with my mom and my grandma. Hooray. So we are currently at the casino. I'm excited. I haven't been in a hot minute, but we all wanted to go today. So we're like, let's do it. My hair is frizzy today. I added none of my little like frizzy sprays, so don't mind that.
Honestly, can't tell the difference. Not trying to be mean. I literally cannot tell the difference between her hair with the frizzy spray in and with the frizzy spray out.
I will say the temperature today is perfect. I think it's like in the high 60s. It just feels so good. I've been trying to light one of these guys up for the last forever.
And you just fed $20 into the machine to do that, so...
Okay, I won $29.50. I almost ran the grand. I almost won the grand, but...
You almost always win. That is the point. You will never not almost win. That is the point. You won less than $30. You've spent probably at least $40. Who's the winner here?
Didn't work out very well.
Is it filming?
Hi. Is it?
Oh,
I think so.
do I need to push it? Oh, it's
I think it's coming.
What? Why do all of these machines have like... Sorry. Why do all these machines have like a faux Chinese theme to them? What's the deal? Is that just like the theme of the casino?
My mom just won. How much was it? $60.
Yay. How much did she spend to win that $60?
Good job. I just won $64. Woo!
My question stands. How much did you spend to win 60?
Oh, I actually was not going to tell you this at all.
No, she was totally going to tell us. She's been waiting to tell us. She's been dying to tell us.
But I have been off track the last couple of days.
No. I would never have guessed.
And the reason why I wasn't going to tell you is just because like I feel like there's so much judgment. Like I have been doing really good and still people are judging so hard.
Again, what do you care? As I say in pretty much every fucking video, you can do no right. So why do you give a shit? Just do your thing. If you really are losing weight, you're going to show us one way or the other. And if you're actually losing weight, you win. You know? So why do you give an F? Just do what you're going to do. Stop apologizing. Move on with life. You're not going to shut the haters up. That's not going to happen. You've already, you exist in a, not to be mean, but the community is kind of toxic. And some of the comments she gets are just terrible. But, like, just ban their asses, move on with life, and quit giving a shit what the rest of us think. You do your thing. We're going to do our thing. It's a symbiotic relationship. Let's move on.
I have lost a good chunk of weight, in my opinion. My body feels that way. Like my brain feels that way. My soul feels that way. Like I feel like it's been a really good, sorry, there's like lint, cat hair and everything else.
Why does this particular piece bother you when all of the other ones don't? Also, I don't care what your brain and your soul and your body feel. Like, you don't go to a doctor. This is the pot calling the kettle black, but you don't go to a doctor frequently enough to even know what your baselines are. How do you know if you're doing better?
Anyways, I feel like I've lost a really good amount of weight each month so far in 2024 when I said, I'm going to get on track. I'm going to do this thing. I said I wanted to lose 100 pounds this year. And so far, like, I am on the path to doing so.
I mean, I guess if you're only shooting for 100 and you're losing roughly 10 every month, if you can maintain that, then yeah, you're gonna hit 100 one way or the other. But again, just fucking lose the 100 pounds. Don't worry about the rest of us. If you lose 120 pounds by the end of this year, I guess the rest of us just need to STFU, you know? I mean, I'm still going to make commentary about it, but like, why do you care?
Even though I've been doing really good, it's just like still there's so much judgment, and it's making it like hard for me to want to like vocalize moments like this where I feel vulnerable and I know that I have done not the greatest. And
I need to find out who has butchered the English language with using the converse and vocalize and just like stop it. But whatever. I also need to like just accept that language is culture and culture changes, so I need to get over it myself, but it still gets under my skin sometimes. And it really gets under my skin when it's Amber because I just have an instantaneous dislike of it because it's Amber. And I know that. That is my bias.
I kind of just want to talk about it and be open about it, but it's like so hard to do because there's backlash for me being human and making mistakes and not being perfect. As someone who has struggled with food for a majority of their life, I'm literally 33, like it's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna be making mistakes. I know what triggered that. It was definitely my trip to Trader Joe's because when I go there, I get a lot of like processed foods. It was definitely out of like my routine, the things that I have been buying for myself. Like it wasn't like part of the routine that I've been having. Like I've been eating a lot of the same foods every single day.
And yet you were adamant in your section inside the closet where we get lectured these days that we, the audience, had no idea what we were talking about, had no reason to worry about this, that this was something that had to happen and that it's been working for you because you've done it twice now during the whole week and a half that you've been calorie counting. So we just needed to like take a seat and chill out while you go stuff your face with a bunch of processed shit that you bought at Trader Joe's because I don't know. Because Trader Joe's is bougie in your head and you thought you were getting away with something. I remember that video. Does anyone else remember that video? It was literally last video. Oh my God. Anyway, continue.
And that's truly helped me so much stay on track. So then when I had all these new foods in my home, especially processed ones and ones that like just make me feel a little too good, like sometimes foods like give me a high. If you guys suffer with a food addiction or you're an emotional eater, then you guys understand that. And I really want to try to stay away from food.
I do not have a food addiction as far as I understand it. However, I do catch myself emotionally eating. And when I catch myself doing that shit, I go out of my way to try to eliminate the temptation to do so. Obviously, you can't eliminate the emotional triggers. That's kind of the point. But like, I don't go to fast food stores, fast food restaurants. If I'm like, man, I'm really stressed, all I want is like a big greasy burger, because that is one of the things I crave when I'm seriously stressed. And I'm just like, or not, or no, or how about not? Amber goes and buys an entire package of salami.
Foods that like give me that feeling, and sucks to say, Trader Joe's is not for me, or not for me currently. It's like, I just feel super swollen. I just have not been doing very good the last couple of days. It's like I went to Olive Garden the other day with my mom, which is totally fine because I have been allowing myself to eat at restaurants. But during a day where I'm on track, I'm able to like fit that into my calories. I'm able to do really good. But the Olive Garden day was an off track day, and I woke up, I said, you know what, back to counting my calories. And Olive Garden was my first meal, and I was like, okay, I got this. And then like I was tracking my food while I was there, I was fine. But then later at night,
no, you weren't. Okay. First off, no, her body language tells me no. Secondly, I'm just remembering what she ate. She had a bunch of those stupid fried chips that they make. She had this is just the stuff I saw on the table. She had the artichoke and spinach cheese dip, which, I mean, if that thing isn't like 700 calories per serving, I know per dish, I can't imagine it being less. Those chips have to be at least 100 and some odd calories per handful because they're fried at the store in oil. you know, and they're like pita on top of it or something like that. Like, so she had that, and it looked like she had eaten most of it. She had some kind of fettuccine. Those dishes at Olive Garden, like the plates alone have to be 1,000 calories, regardless of what the dish is. The amount of calories in one meal has to be at least 1,000. And then she had soup and salad, and you know she had breadsticks. I mean, there's no way in hell she left there without eating at least 2,500 calories. Like, I will be stunned to the point of not being able to speak if she could prove that she ate under 2,000 calories while she was at Olive Garden. And if she was doing like an OMAD thing, cool, I guess you can make that work. But it's Amber. We know better. And she's admitting it right here. You know? Why do you let yourself go to restaurants if you know they're going to set you off? Like, why did you buy the salami? You know it's going to set you off. Why did you buy all of that garbage food? You know it's going to set you off. If you really do have such a handle on shit like you claim you do, why do you keep buying triggers? Things that you know are your triggers. You know?
I overeat. I don't expect myself to be perfect. I definitely don't at all. Never have been, never will be. But coming on here and admitting this is really hard because I know.
No, it's not. You do this every 3 to 6 months. Like, there has literally never been a diet plan that you have done for any length of time on this video, on this channel, that you haven't had at least one of these conversations. Oh, guys, I didn't want to tell you this, but I've been off track, and it's really hard to tell you guys that I'm off track. Every single time you've done any kind of diet, including Weight Watchers, we get at least one of these before you then tell us that you're done with the diet because, I don't know, sodiums or gallbladder or I don't know, or you felt sick or lack of calories or it was actually working and it terrified the hell out of you because you were actually losing weight.
What people are going to say. They're going to say that I've given up, which I haven't.
How far
They're going to say
ahead did I
they've
jump?
expected this, which, okay,
Yeah,
fine. I try really hard to film for the people who are like genuinely here to like watch me. But
I'm genuinely here to watch you. Do what? I don't know.
right now in the back of my brain, I have a lot of like the rude bullying and harassing, just like beating at me in there. And I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. Like I want to be.
You don't like the way accountability makes you feel. I haven't said anything rude, nasty, or bullying yet. I just keep pointing out the shit that doesn't make sense. If you think that's rude and bullying, it's because you don't like the fact that I'm making sense and you don't have a counter argument to it. That's not bullying. That's just you are fucking up and you can't defend it. I lived in the skeptic community for way too fucking long. Like, I know how this shit works. And I hate when it's used on me. So I know what it feels like to get caught in your own logic loop. However, it's still not. It's not any of the things you just described them as. It can be. I could weaponize it. I'm not.
More vulnerable with you guys. And I want to open up with you guys like I used to. Like so many people reach out to me and they say they miss that side of me.
No, they don't.
But whenever I do it, it's just, I feel like another wall gets added right in front of the wall that was already up because people are just like too harsh. The good news is though, I did go grocery shopping today.
I might be harsh.
At my normal grocery store. I got the normal foods that I have been eating and I'm going to start again tomorrow, back on my same old path here. And my goal was to stay below 2,000 calories. But like, also another part of me is like so mad at myself where I'm like, I want to stay below 1,700 now. It's just like.
You went to Olive Garden a day and a half ago, but she's not going to start getting back on track until tomorrow. So what have you been doing in the meantime?
That's like that's getting in like a problematic area. That's like me wanting to punish myself for having a couple or a few days of not counting calories. That's not okay.
This is her regurgitating something else she's heard somewhere. She doesn't feel like cutting her calories that low will actually be punishment to her. Because if she did, we've seen her react to having too few calories. Yeah. We've seen her react properly to this. This is not a reaction that I would expect from somebody who actually felt like they were punishing themselves, because I don't think Amber's ever punished herself in any kind of capacity like this. Like, not in this harm kind of a way that she's trying to make this sound like. It almost, to me, sounds like she's trying to go for a new collectible as far as, like, disorder or something that she's getting ready to drop on us here. I was watching Michelle McDaniels, and apparently she did a search for health at every size and fat acceptance, and Amber's TikToks popped up. Now, it was the TikTok where she was doing, like, how can you be posting thirst traps when you're 500 pounds? And she's, like, feeling herself, and that's fine. So maybe it's just because Amber was doing, like, a body positivity kind of a thing, if you will. But I do think it's interesting that Amber's videos are starting to pop up when people search for health at every size and fat acceptance, which is kind of where this sounds like it's going. Now, Amber has always said that she does not agree with those things and then turns around and says the shit that they say, but she doesn't live it. So I don't believe she is part of it, but I do think she regurgitates the rhetoric sometimes because I think it resonates with her.
I have even been taught that by multiple weight loss doctors, or when I was going to the outpatient, like, you are not supposed to punish yourself in that way. But like, my brain is telling me, well, you've done really bad and you really want to lose these 100 pounds this year. And if you can do more. But
no, she's lying. She's repeating something she's heard from someone else, or from someone's else, from other people.
Lowering your calories to 1700, like, it's just like this, like, thing in my brain. And like, these are things that, like, I just normally would just jot down in my journal and very much focus in on there and not.
Why does she always have to convince us that she writes things down in her journals? Like, she's always telling us, normally these are things that I would write in my journal. So are you not going to write them in your journal now that you've said them out loud? Or were you never writing them in your journal to begin with, and you think this is something that you should be writing in your journal? Which you're not wrong, but I also don't buy your bullshit.
Share this out loud, but I feel like I haven't really been that transparent in my current 2024 weight loss journey. I've kind of just been like, yeah, I'm on track, you guys. Like, here's the food I'm eating. This is how many calories I'm having. This is how much weight I lost. Da, da, da. But like, I kind of want to go like a little bit deeper, dig a little deeper, and people are going to hate me regardless.
True. So what do you care?
So it is what it is. Like, I just need to like just truly try my very hardest to like take out the trash and focus on the wonderful people who are watching me. And I love you guys so freaking much.
Aw, thanks. I love you too. How's it go?
You have no idea. So vulnerability is for you guys.
She's vulnerable for me. Where's my ceiling, damn it? All right. So that was Amber's most recent video. Let's see. In summary, what did we learn new here? What stuck out? Her behavior in the restaurant was interesting. I don't know if it was weird, but it was interesting to see, because we've seen her eat in restaurants before and not give two Fs if someone sees her recording. But I can't recall, because the times I'm thinking of, she's usually just showing herself in the restaurant and she's showing the food that she's going to eat. She usually has someone with her, which she did, but that person doesn't want to be on camera. Not on YouTube camera. Because I know Mama Lynn was shown in the wild on a TikTok because I watched Alex. So none of that is unusual, but I can't recall her like eater style eating in the restaurants before, and maybe that's the difference this time, is she's been doing a lot more like eating and not just here's my food, here's what the other person ordered, here's some banter back and forth. She's actually she's more focused on the eating aspect and less on the food aspect of the eating out, and so maybe that's why. Maybe she knows it's weird and she doesn't want to see people. She doesn't want people to see her doing weird shit in real life as opposed to online, because somehow putting it online makes it not weird. Let's see, what else did we do? Trying to play things back. Oh, the whole Mia Copa moment. Literally every... Didn't we just have one of these? Didn't we just do this in like February or something like that? This whole like, I was off track, yada, 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 something, 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 rally the troops, hurrah. She does this frequently. It's very, very frequent. So it's just kind of like, it's part of the cycle. It's really part of the cycle. Like, we've already gotten scolded in the closet about how we don't know anything about her and she knows so much more about nutrition than we do, you guys. And now we're getting the whole, I've been hiding it from you. You know, I've been binging for the last 3.5 days, apparently. But starting tomorrow, I'm going to get back on track, kind of a thing. Like, we didn't get a grocery haul, so I'll believe that we're back at phase 1 when I see the grocery haul. But until then, I'm just going to assume she's the reason why we're not starting until whatever tomorrow is because she's not done eating all of the food she bought from Trader Joe's. And she has no intention of just throwing it away and getting it out of the house and stopping immediately. You know, she wants that, what is it? Shauna Steele calls it the last hurrah, the final meal or last supper syndrome. She thinks she's really going to do it this next time, you guys. And so she's having last supper syndrome where she's just going to eat all the garbage that she can and then start fresh on, I'm assuming it's going to be a Monday. She always starts on Monday. So whatever tomorrow is probably Monday. So yeah. I mean, other than calling the audience mean and telling us that we're unsupportive and that we bully her, which is again, nothing new. We really didn't get anything out of the whole Mia Copa moment. And I don't know if Mia Copa is the right word for it, but it's just what pops into my head when she does this shit. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's going to wrap up the Amberlynn one. So if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put olives. Put an olive branch or an olive in the comment section. We'll go with olives. Olives are always good. And let me know what you guys think. I'm always here. I really do enjoy the comment section. People really make some really good observations in the comment section. So I appreciate that. And yeah, I will see everybody in the next one. Bye. This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.